Hey everybody, it's Tyler with Tyler Talks Travel Trailers out here at Albuquerque RV in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where we are about to tour a factory fresh 2026 Surveyor Legend 202 RBLE. This is very similar to the 19 SSLE. And I know I had some customers that came in recently that liked the 19 SSLE. So if you're watching this, stick around. You're going to love this floor plan, I think, even more than the 19 SSLE. And the reason is because in the SSLE, you kind of walk in right where your bed is. And maybe it's just me. I kind of don't want the door right next to my bed. This one will have a rear entry, and it also allowed you to have a lot more counter space in the kitchen area. Your bathroom is a little bit smaller, but I think it made up for it with all of your living space. I personally don't spend too much time in the bathroom. I'd definitely be out here more. So I think gaining that extra space in this living area is a huge plus. And from top to bottom, you already know Surveyor builds a high quality product. This is a Flagstaff Microlite level of floor plan. It is perfect, perfectly executed. Whoever designed it deserves an award for this one. So like always, we're gonna do the specs first. It takes me 1 minute to do those specs, and then we'll dive inside. Let's go, guys. So the basic specs on this 2026 Surveyor Legend 202 RBLE. Your unloaded vehicle weight is 4,931 pounds. Your cargo carrying capacity is 2,566 pounds, which brings your potential fully loaded weight to 7,497 pounds. Your hitch weight is 497 pounds. Your exterior length total is 25 feet 1 inch. Your exterior height is 11 feet 3 inches. Your exterior width is 8 feet. Your tanks, your fresh water tank is 40 gallons. Your gray water tank is 40 gallons. And your black tank is 30 gallons. Your awning size is 16 feet. Let's jump inside. Awesome, guys. Now that we got those specs done, we will start inside and work our way to the outside. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I am probably the most in-depth person on the tube. I try to give you as much info as I can. I do a lot of measurements just so you can get a better sense of the space that we're working with here, because sometimes these phones can make it seem either bigger or smaller than it really is. So I'm just going to do a quick walk around so you can see how amazing this floor plan is. Like I said, this is very similar to the 19 SSLE. I prefer this floor plan a lot more because, like I said, on this particular layout, you walk in through the back, and I just think it makes it feel a lot more cozy, as you can see. So your bed is kind of tucked up front, out of the way, not right at the entrance. But when you do first walk in, the placement of the 12-volt, 10 cubic foot refrigerator is to your left. I'm a huge fan of these 12-volt fridges. They cool super fast. A lot faster than the gas electric, where you usually have to put it on the night before. These will start to cool within like 10-15 minutes. You'll start feeling that freezer get nice and chilly. But I like the placement of this particular fridge because if you stop off to get groceries, you can easily come in, load your fridge, and bam, you're done. It would have been cool if this was that double swinging door. That would have been awesome, but it is what it is. I like the placement overall though. To the right, you got a nice pantry, storage area, whatever you feel like you want to put in here. And like I said, I do measure all of these. So this one is going to be 14 by 24. And then this one is going to be obviously 14 by 24. But this top one is going to be 19 inches tall. So you get a little more height than that one. And this one is going to be 16 inches tall. Down below, you got another one. This is great for all your snacks, food you need to bring along. These are both going to be 14 by 24 and 16 inches tall for both of those. And then they give you kind of like a little random drawer down here. I'm never mad about getting drawers, so the more they put, the better. This is going to be 13 by 13 and 5 inches deep for that underneath this little pantry area. I love the gold accented handles. You got your hidden hinges, raised beveled edge. Just a really nice sleek look that they do on these Surveyors. And you get the magnets. So instead of the rolly pins that start to stretch, these stay nice and secure, so you don't have to worry about those pins stretching out and then all your food on the floor when you get to your destination. One thing I did notice, I would probably add like a little bumper right here, because then you're going to be slamming it into that door right there. But now I'm just nitpicking a little bit. Moving on. To the right, we got the kitchen. Like I always say, my favorite place in a home or a trailer because I'm fat and I like food. So like I said, a lot more counter space on this particular unit versus the 19 SSLE. Look at all of this counter space right here. And if you notice, when you're not using the stove or the sink, you could still use that all as prep space. So if we're talking from if you came from here all the way to the other end, you're looking at 24 by 70 if that stovetop is put down. 24 by 70 of counter space right there. But when you are ready to use the stovetop, you just throw this bad boy back. You got your backsplash for the grease, the bacon grease. You even got your little cup right here for grease as well. Sometimes it's just the little things. And you got your knife holder right there. But throw that back. 3 top burner with a nice heavy duty top. You got your fancy dancy lights and an oven. It looks like you can go all the way down to right here. So a nice big oven. We can order you more trays if you wish. But nice oven right there. Furrion. Over here, check out the logo. I say it all the time. Surveyor probably has the best logo in the game. You got your bottle opener right there. Then when you're done, flip this back. And like I said, prep space. You got your light fan combo. And it does have an exhaust, so it's not going to just circulate it through the lines. Up here, they did not give you like the convection or air fryer because of the oven. There's no sense in doing that. So you do get your standard microwave and then your spice rack up above and your little boingy string right there. Moving on down here to the left. Yes, we got drawers, baby. 3 drawers for all your utensils. A lot of times they forget. And then you have to throw all your forks and spoons in one random cubby. This is going to be 14 by 16 and 3 inches deep for all 3 of those. Not super deep, but I love that they gave you some drawers. Up above, you do have some more storage for bowls, plates, things like that. Just keep in mind, this is a couples coach, so it's not like you're going to have to bring your whole kitchen along, but pretty decent. Deep and tall. You're looking at 12 by 33 and 20 inches tall for that storage area right there. It's got the glass inlay that looks fantastic. And moving on over here to the left, you got your farm style sink. I always say it. That's just what the industry calls it. I know it's not a for real one, but see how this nice cutting board seamlessly gets placed on top of the sink. So you got prep space. I probably would never use this because I just think it looks really nice. When you're ready to move that, everything has a place. Put it right over here when you're ready to use that sink. But pretty good sink. I love that they gave you this big of a sink. It's going to be 13 by 21 and 6 inches deep. Let me tell you one thing I always didn't realize. I had a customer say, they always make the sink so small, and it made total sense when she started bringing up pots and pans. Yes, you could clean your bowls, your cups and stuff in a sink this big, but how the heck are you going to clean your pots and pans? So I love that they gave you a big enough sink to do that. They did give you this new style of faucet top sprayer thing, so you could either spray it like this or turn it, and then you got like a waterfall spout. Bring this down, spray stuff off for you. And then if you do put the cutting board right here, you do have 24 by 46 of counter space right here. 24 by 46 with your big farm style sink, baby. Down below you got easy access to your plumbing. This is going to be 21 by 22 and 12 inches up to the sink. And then this one I did not measure. It's a little more shallow because some of your stuff is back there. But like I said, easy access to your plumbing. If we grab this little bag right here, you got a vacuum system. This is awesome. People love this feature. Not every company does it. I actually wish Flagstaff would do it because I get a lot of people that, they want that vacuum, but some companies just don't do it. It's a heavy duty vacuum. Let's see if we can see that dust get picked up. You know that dust that you just can't seem to get after you sweep? Bam! Look at that. So it's like a little vacuum dustpan. So you sweep that last little bit of dirt after you're done camping, sweep it into there, or you got your vacuum right here. And that thing has got some suction to it, and you'll use this hose and the attachment. Really nice tool to have whenever you're ready to, store your trailer. Keep it nice and clean, dust free. And then let's talk about plugs. Ooh, you got another light right there. I like to show you where all the plugs are because that's important. It looks like you don't have any plugs on this side, but you do have a plug up here, and then you have another one right there, which is going to be very convenient as we move on. You got your USB and USB-C plug. Those come in handy because you don't need to be plugged into a generator or shore power to use those. Those work right off the battery. We will get into solar and all that good stuff, so stick with me. I'm not going to just tell you measurements. I got lots of great construction stuff on this trailer, as well as options that they give you. So that is your kitchen area. I'm a huge fan of it. A lot of great counter space as well as storage. Behind me, you got two options. You can either get the theater seating, the trifold sofa, and I believe you can, let me just double check for you guys. I believe you can put the table as well. Yeah, you can put the table. So if you did want the 4-seater dinette, you can get that as well. I personally think the way we ordered it is the way to go because you will have a sitting area to eat your dinner if you want, or work. Like if you have work to do at the table, there is a section for it. So I'm more of a fan of this. I had a customer say, it looks like graham crackers. So this folds down, oh, bam, and I'm talking from the armrest. So I'm not talking the total thing. In between, you got 51 inches or 4 feet 3 inches of room from armrest to armrest. Let's sit on this thing. I love these little natural wood looking trays that they put on there. You can remove these, or you could just swivel them out of the way. But if you did want to remove them, you still get your cup holders, or when you put it on, you still have your cup holders. It's got this little tab right here that you'll pull, bam, and check it out. They do hug the wall too, so I'll show you. If you get the occasional guest, beggars can't be choosers. Look see how good it leans back? It leans back pretty far, so I could sleep on this no problem. So it does hug the wall. It is a true theater seating arrangement. And then over here you kind of got some end tables, probably about 5 inches, 4 inches right here, so you can use that for whatever you need to use it for. And then you do have your charging pad right here. I kind of like that they did this because in a lot of other trailers they did 2 cup holders again. I don't know why you would need 4 cup holders in this area. So this is a charging pad. If you want to charge your phone, just throw it on there. Very convenient. As you can see, the TV is at a little off center. I don't know why, but well, I guess I know why, the cabinetry up there, but it is a little off-centered. But I had a subscriber say they want to see from each area. So if we sit on this one right here, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. So you can easily see it very comfortably from both sides, and you could swivel it even if you're cooking in the kitchen. So I'm not mad about that. I think that's the best that they could do in this arrangement, where you can literally see it almost anywhere other than there. You could see it in the kitchen, you could see it when you're in the bed, or you could see it when you're at the couch. So I think this is the best of both worlds for that TV area, and I'll turn it so you can see it from the bed as well. One of my favorite things about this floor plan, which the 19 SSLE does do. Say hi to Tommy. Oh, he got shy, camera shy. He doesn't like to be on camera. So they do this in the 19 SSLE, but they kind of feng shuied it a little bit. Look at how good that natural wood countertop looks. Doesn't that look nice? I always say it. Surveyor, Nobo, all those 2 products, they seem to always have the best interior look to it. It looks real modern, doesn't look dated. I love it. So this countertop or bar table, breakfast table, whatever you want to call it, is a good size. You can definitely put your laptop there or just eat breakfast. That area is going to be 12 by 48. 12 by 48 right there. And if you remember from earlier, there is a plug right there, conveniently placed. So if you need to work from there as well with your laptop, you got plugs for your cell phone and your computer. These are the best. I'm not just saying it. These are the best bar stools I've seen this year. Look at how nice these are. They are sturdy, they look good, and they're not chintzy or cheap. Sometimes they really don't go out of their way to give you a nice chair to sit on. These are nice and heavy duty, and you can latch them in right here when you're going down the road. But that is probably my favorite part. I don't know, this whole trailer is kind of winning me over. You guys know I love my Flagstaff, but this thing is amazing. I did measure how much room you got of walkway right here, because I know that's important to you guys. So when this is hugged against the wall, or the countertop, whatever that is right there, you got 12 inches of walk space right here. So 12 inches of walk space in front of that bed, which isn't terrible. I mean, you could remove those too if you wanted to, but I feel like that's plenty of space. You do have a north-south queen size bed that is a 60 by 80. So this is a true residential size queen. If you're new to the RV industry, a lot of times they'll give you an RV queen, which is going to be 60 by 74. And I say it every time. You guys are probably sick of me saying it. I'm not going to lie to you. The reason why 60 by 80 is so important is because these mattresses kind of suck. So you can switch this out with a full, maybe you want to go crazy and get yourself a Tempur-Pedic for inside of here, or if you just want to get a topper, you're not going to have to worry about it hanging over the mattress. So 60 by 80, huge plus right there. Over here to the left, you have 18 inches of walkway on both sides, so you can easily get in and out of bed without disturbing your partner. 18 inches. It might be like 17 and a half because you could kind of move it over a little bit, but you got 18 inches, and these are going to be the same on both sides. So I'm just going to show you one side. You got your hanging wardrobe right here. Pretty decent size. This is going to be 15 by 22 and 33 inches tall for both of your hanging wardrobes. Ready to go. Hang up your t-shirts. And then down below you got some drawers again. And these are going to be 11 by 13 and 3 inches deep. So not super deep, but all four of your drawers are going to be 11 by 13 and 3 inches deep. So those are nice for your socks. You do get equal plugs on both sides. Sometimes they only give you the USB-C, but you have USB-C and your standard plug on both sides. So if you have a CPAP machine, you know, you want to get a good night's sleep, and if you don't have that, that's going to be miserable. So this looks like a perfect situation to either put it right here. I'm not totally sure how much room you would need, but you got here, or you could plug it in over here. We'll come up here, try not to get my shoes on the bed. So this is a nice area if you're like me and you need to have a jug of water on the side of the bed. You got your cup holder right here. And then if you notice, you got a nice little hole right there, so that way you can plug your phone in and then set it up here. So it looks like you just have the standard plug right there, but that's going to be great for your CPAP machine or your phones. You don't have to have it like cords going all the way to the front, so it should fit. This is going to be 10 by 14 and 20 inches tall. This area right here, you do get a little bit more space because, as you can see, so both of those are going to be about 10 by 14 and 20 inches tall. Up front, it looks like they made the window a little bigger. I think they did on these 26s. You got your accordion shade and a nice big window. They definitely made that bigger. So if you're concerned of, you know, your window being cracked or anything like that, they do make aftermarket covers for them, and we offer glass defense and stuff like that. So do not be too concerned, because we can protect that for you. I personally would want that, because how cool of a view would that be? Ooh, look at that Riverstone. Special order for a customer, just came in. I ordered that for them. 2 specs. They got the paint job they wanted, all the options they wanted. So if you want anything ordered, I can do that for you. And we also have a sunshine law here in New Mexico, so you do not need a physical address to get our sales tax, which is 4%. I've gone into a lot, so I won't bore you too much, but just give me a call. I can literally save you thousands, because you will get our sales tax, which is 4% without a physical address. So if you want to be like that customer, give me a call, ask for Tyler. But pretty great storage up and around. I did not show you the one up here. So it goes up and across. Up here, it's going to be 29 by 92 or 93. Goes all the way across, and it's 10 inches deep. So it kind of hugs the front cap up there. 29 by 92 and 10 inches deep, or 10 inches tall. I'm sorry. 29 by 92 and 10 inches tall. So a nice front area. In front of the bed, you do have some more drawers. Woohoo! And you can lift it, and I did not measure these ones. Dang it, I hate when I forget. I forgot to measure this one too. But this is a nice area for storing maybe some winter clothes or extra blankets. Like, you're not always going to be in a cold state. Maybe you're going to hot and cold, and you need to bring all those clothes along to be comfortable. So that's a nice area to put your winter clothes, cold clothes. These are pretty deep. I'd say about six inches, and then, or 6 inches deep, 8 inches wide, roughly. So you got 4 drawers there for your socks and all that good stuff. Fold this back down. Now, talking about the slide, I didn't point it out. This is obviously your slide out right here. It's a 40-inch deep slide. So this is a good slide to give you a lot of space in this living area. So when that's out, check it out. We will check out travel mode too, so that way we can see what we can and cannot access with that slide being in. Massive window. Look at how huge that window is. I'm sure you already saw it, but this window does not open. The 2 side ones will open, so you can get a nice cross breeze going through here. I always say it, I'd rather have a big window than a window that it's small and opens. Look at this. Look how nice that is. Let the journey begin. Put some artwork for you guys up. No one does this really. You know, Flagstaff doesn't give you the nice little artwork. I just think it's a nice little touch, including like the lights on the slide out. And I love that they didn't go with like this tacky, you know how they do that neon blue? I'm not hating on this. I'm just pointing out the neon blue that I'm telling you about. Sometimes they'll do this type of neon blue all throughout the slides, and I just think it looks kind of tacky. So I love that they did that nice soft white. Makes it feel a little more homey in here. Talking about the air conditioner, you got a 15,000 BTU air conditioner, and it is all ducted, and you could turn them and close them. Might not seem like a big deal, but a lot of companies, they don't give you the option to be able to close them and turn them. So 15,000 BTU air conditioner, I have it running right now. It is quiet. I've heard people say, oh, ducted doesn't make it any quieter. Let me show you how loud it is when I open this dump right here. You hear that? A lot louder. So when people say that the ducted AC doesn't make a difference, it does. It makes a big difference. It's a lot more quiet in here. And then I didn't show you from the bed how this TV kind of turns. So let's say you're in bed, 32-inch. I believe this one is a smart TV. I'll have to double check. But see, it's not bad. When you're kicking back in bed, you can watch TV. This whole layout is just perfect. Like I said, I really love that the door isn't right where you're walking into the bed area. It feels more like you're kind of secluded in the back, a little more cozy. So that'll be your living area. And we will get into some of the features and options that this thing has. We're going to do the bathroom first. Oh yeah, I did want to show you this. Like just little details like this. See how it's all framed out? All the windows are nice and framed out with wood. It looks really good. You have your roller shades right here. And do they call these valances or fascias? I think it's called valances. So there you go. Pretty nice. Moving on to the bathroom. All right. Oh, one thing before we go, I want to talk about the interior height that you get real quick. So the interior height from the floor to the ceiling, you got 6 feet 10 inches of headroom, or 82 inches of headroom. So I feel like most people will be pretty comfortable with the headroom in this. Moving on, and we're going to talk about what the roof is constructed and all that stuff once we go outside, so stick with me. You got your control right here. I barely just turned this on, and it's cooling pretty dang fast. So like I said, your bathroom will be a little smaller in this one because it's not like going across the whole back like the 19 SSLE, but I'm not mad at it at all. I can live with it. So as you can see, I always tell you guys to sit on the toilet. When you're looking at trailers, you want to make sure you're comfy on the commode. Nice porcelain toilet, good quality. And let's sit on this. We need to clean the antifreeze. That is antifreeze. They put them in all like the plumbing and in the lines just so it doesn't freeze. We just got this like an hour ago, so I haven't cleaned it. But if you ever see that, it's not Kool-Aid. So knee room is good. And obviously I usually tell you how much room you got from the toilet, but there is no wall right here. So I did measure the floor area. So definitely no problem with the knee room. And so, you know, it's doable. It's not bad. I can totally live with this. I like the living area to be way more roomy than the bathroom, and I still don't think this is bad. Like the shower, you have a lot of room in there as well that we'll get into. So overall, pretty decent. And then you do have, oh, camera's following me. If you ever see me doing this, it's because the camera is following me. I'm not doing some weird bat signal or something. So over here you do have your hangers for your towels and a good location. Ooh, I just turned on the lights and it looks good. So you got perfect storage for your linens, your towels, toiletries, all your bathroom essentials. Each one of these is going to be 11 by 14 and 20 inches tall. 11 by 14 and 20 inches tall. I think I did that backwards. Yeah, nope, that's right. 11 by 14 and 20 inches tall for that linen storage right there. Almost floor to ceiling storage. And I'm not mad about this. This is great. This is good for a bathroom in a trailer this size. Look at the counter space you got on both sides. Usually it's like that much. So on both sides, so from the sink to the wall, you got 19 by 14 of counter space right here to kind of, you know, if you have your straightener, hair dryer, toothpaste, toothbrush, you got a place to put it. And then you have your plug right here, as well as these nice heavy duty metal hanging floating shelves. There's where you put your toothbrushes. That's pretty neat. And for your towel, hand towel and stuff like that. It used to be a medicine cabinet, but I kind of like this a lot more. It looks good. So there isn't a medicine cabinet. That kind of took the place of it. Not a bad size sink. Wash your hands, brush your teeth, do what you need to do. You got easy access to your plumbing. This one's a little tight, but you can get to it pretty easy on this side. So easy access to your plumbing. I did not measure that because it's not super big. I'll still stick my hand in there so you get an idea of the size. Up here, I always thought it was kind of funny that Surveyor splits up their control panel. So this is two areas that are, this is one of the areas. So you got your water pump, water heater, said that backwards. Then you got your battery readings, fresh, black, and gray. So all you have to do is flip a switch and it'll do its thing. You don't need to light it manually. And you got a tankless water heater. And I'm pretty sure this is the one where you can actually set up your own like temperatures that you like. I always say it, my girlfriend loves lava for water and I don't. So I can set my temperature to what I want and she can have her temperature. Then when you're ready to take a shower, just go to it, jump in, and it'll be nice and comfy for your liking. This is a huge feature right here. If you're someone that likes to camp in cold weather, or, you know, even if you're driving through a cold state, like we live next to Colorado, if you're driving through that state with your tanks filled, think about the possibility of your tanks freezing and cracking. That is not good. That is not what you want to deal with once you get to your campsite. So this has 12-volt heat pads on it. You got one on the fresh, gray, and black. And like I said, they're 12 volt. So this unit does have 400 watts of solar. So that's constantly going to keep your batteries recharged. There's three ways, but I really only count two of these ways to heat your underbelly. You got heated and enclosed underbelly with a duct going underneath. So there's hot air blowing underneath. Or you have this with the 12 volt heat pads and enclosed underbelly. I prefer this a lot more because if you're out hiking or fishing or driving down the road, you can't have your heater running when you're going down the road, but you can have 12-volt heat pads. Or if you're out hiking or fishing, do you want to have to keep your heater running the whole time you're gone? Or would you rather have 12-volt heat pads? This is a much better way to heat your tanks because then you're not wasting propane. Then when you come back from with whatever you're doing, you can throw your heater on and then shut these off if you want. So pretty nice feature. This will handle some cold weather. Talking about the shower size, and then I'll tell you about how much floor room you got. So the shower pan itself is going to be 27 by 34. 27 by 34 of room right there. I will stand in it. Hopefully my camera doesn't start following me again. So not bad. I'm 5'7", and I did get you a measured height in here as well. But I could, you know, I'm trying not to stand in the antifreeze, but I could definitely take a good step from side to side. But for all my giants out there, the amount of headspace you got from the floor to the ceiling, like I'm talking to the actual skylight itself, you're looking at 6 feet 8 inches of headroom from the shower pan to the skylight. 6 feet 8 inches or 80 inches. So if you're 6'9", you're going to be able to look out the space dome while you're showering. The shower head isn't in a bad spot. You got the wand right there at a pretty good height. It's like it's above my shoulders, which is nice. So talking about the floor space that you have from like the toilet around here to the cabinetry and the shower, you have, let's see here, what did I write? You got 21 by 24. So from the door to the sink, from the shower to the toilet seat right here, you're looking at 21 by 24 of floor space. So not terrible to get out, dry off, do what you need to do. Just remember, this is a couples coach, so I'm pretty sure most people would just be able to come out and dry off with all this extra room out here in the slide out. So that is your bathroom area. Ooh, almost forgot. You got the big fart fan, baby. Look at that. Ooh, look at those blades. Dang, that thing will pull some air out. Let's see if it has the rain cover. It looks like it doesn't have the rain cover, but that is definitely something we could add. That's pretty simple. But you know, I'm sure you've seen the fans out there. They're like super small blades, and they just don't really do anything. So that's going to help with condensation, maybe some smells. So nice bathroom, not bad. I am a fan of this trailer overall. I think everything just flows nicely in it. You got your little hangers up there. One thing I wish I would have spoken about before we even came in the trailer, so I wish more people could have heard me, because not everyone makes it this far into my videos. But the one thing that I did want to talk about was the GVWR. What did it was like in the 7,000 range. You have like over 2,400 pounds of cargo in this thing. Let's see, 7,497 pounds is fully loaded, which was like 2,500 pounds of cargo. That is insane. That is so much cargo. I can almost guarantee that no one is going to be putting 2,500 pounds of cargo in this trailer. You'd have to be bringing your whole gym equipment along, your wardrobe, the entire kitchen. Like, you will not be putting 2,500 pounds of cargo in this. Most of the time, on average, it's 600 to 800 pounds, even in some of the bigger trailers. So do not let that GVWR freak you out. I always tell people, this is why I go off the dry weight and then add the, you know, what the average is. You obviously don't want to be at your max tow rating. That is not good at all. Usually I tell people you want to be about 1,000 pounds under your max from your tow rating. So you obviously don't want to be at your max. But if you like this trailer, the GVWR, I'm telling you, you are not going to get close to it. I think I said it was like 5,900 pounds or 4,900 pounds dry. So if you put 800 pounds of cargo, let's see if I can do the math, you'd be like 5,900 pounds. Did I do that right? 5,700 pounds. So you would be still under that 6,000 pound mark, which is not bad at all. So if you love it, don't be shy, don't be scared. The GVWR is not going to be reached. But overall, really nice floor plan. We will start to head outside. I think I covered just about everything. I had to stop the video in the bathroom because I got a customer that came in, so I always forget what I did and didn't talk about, but I pretty much covered all of this stuff. Overall, nice living area with that slide out. Over here, we'll do travel mode and put this slide in and see how much room we got. But this is your control panel. You got your 30 amp solar controller for that 400 watts of solar that you get on the roof. You got your key holders right there. You got indoor, outdoor speakers, Bluetooth, so you could pick indoor and outdoor or both. And then up here you have the rest of your control panel. You have your awning, the LED lights, your porch light, your interior light, mood lights, those are nice. And then you got your slide in. So some people, this is important. It's not a huge deal to me, but I do want to point out this is a rack and pinion slide system. So if you notice, there is no step up. It's nice and seamless to the floor. So there's not a step up to the couch. This is going to be a rack and pinion slide. Travel mode is nice to see because then it tells you what you can and cannot access when that slide is in. Like I said, it's not a huge deal to me, but the reason I mentioned that slide system is because rack and pinion slides can be put out partially without damaging it. So if for some reason you did have to get to the bed, you can put it out partially and not damage it. Usually it's other slide systems where you have to put it completely out, which is, it's usually a Schwintek slide is what you need to put out partially. So this is not a terrible travel mode trailer because like I said, you can put it out partially and get to that bed. It's just if you wanted to take a quick nap, I guess you could kind of reach around. The one thing you do not want to do is step on the slide, so it might be kind of hard. But I would still give this a pretty good travel mode rating because you could still access this counter space right here if you want to stop off, make some sandwiches. I really like where all of this is placed back here. If you go to the grocery store and you need to load the fridge, easy access to your fridge, and obviously you got easy access to the bathroom. So this is still a pretty good travel mode trailer, and if for some weird reason, not weird, I mean I could definitely there's reasons to want to get to your wardrobe, but if you need to, just put it out. Look, I held the button for what, 4 seconds? All you got to do is put that out partially and you can walk through here and get to where you need to go in this front part of the trailer. So as long as it's a rack and pinion slide, you are good to put it out partially. One thing, now I'm drawing a blank. Completely forgot what I was going to say. So, oh yeah, one thing I did want to mention is a lot of people think that you can go sit on the slides or sit at the dinette when the slide is in. You cannot do that on travel trailers or fifth wheels. I don't care what they say. If it's a motorhome, you can do that because it is engineered to actually sit on it when you're going down the road. So if you're going to sit on this slide, you really want to be putting it out all the way when you're using it. So just a little pro tip for you, because some people get that a little confused because they see people, you know, on videos sitting on the slides, but it's because it's a motorhome. It's engineered to do that. So there's your travel mode. I give this like a B rating. I don't know. I give it a pretty good rating on the travel mode because you can still access stuff. Let's go outside and see some of the features out here. I'm going to stop right here so you can see kind of what this trailer has. The Legend is what we're at, so that's some of the features you'll get. And then down here, Superior Construction. We are going to cover that stuff most likely as long as I have time. Limited time only on these units, you're getting 400 watts. Otherwise, usually you're only going to get 200 watts. And I did mention that extended season package right there with the sealed underbelly and your 12 volt heat pads. Pretty nice. Coming up to the front. You do have your electric tongue jack, 20-pound propane tanks with your battery disconnect right there. So when you're ready to store it, just shut off the batteries. It's got the nice emblem right here that lights up. Pretty cool. Your automotive grade windshield and your pass-through storage down below. So these got the luggage latches and the magnets. I hope people made it to that GVWR that I was talking about, because that is just crazy cargo weight. I don't know how you'd put that much cargo in this, but this is still really good storage. Look at this. So this storage area is roughly 38 by 93 and 18 inches tall. 38 by 93. You do lose a little bit because the water heater's right there. One thing I do want to point out too is the doorway is going to be a little smaller. So if you look at the door, it actually seals up right here. So you're going to be looking at like the doorway being 15 by 30. So that is the space you got to this edge right here to actually put stuff in. As we look up here, See all that aluminum framing? So this is a 6-side aluminum frame trailer, meaning the front wall, the back wall, both side walls, the roof, and the floor are all aluminum framed. This is very important when you go out looking at trailers. Ask the sales guy, is it 6-side aluminum framed? Because a lot of times these companies will just stick a sticker on the side that says aluminum framing. That could mean that it's mixed with wood. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying know what you're paying for, because this is a big purchase. And sometimes the sales guy you're working with does not know what he's talking about. It does come with an outside griddle. That's what it looks like right there. So a nice little flat top. You got a light as well as that nice emblem light in the front and USB-C. You do have your crank, so all you need is a drill. I like that they give you this. So much easier. So a lot of great storage right there. As we move on, hopefully you can hear me because it's getting windy. But you got your outside kitchen where your griddle goes. Like I said, it will go right here. I can't do it with one hand. Let's see if I can. So this comes up as like a backsplash, and then it goes in those little holes right there. You got a little sink. It's not little, it's actually a good size. And then you just dump it out whenever you're done. But you do have your coiled up hose right here with the sprayer that hooks up to hot and cold water right here. So when you're done grilling, you can spray stuff off. This does have a tire monitoring system on the rim. So there's a little sensor around the rim, and then you get this screen in your tow vehicle, and it'll alert you if your tires are getting hot, cold. Really nice way to monitor your tires. The last thing you want to do is get a blowout. That could be catastrophic. You also get Goodyear endurance tires, so a good quality tire right off the lot. As you can see, you got the solid steps that fold right into the doorway, nice and flush to the ground, and you can adjust them each side if you're on uneven surface. There is customers on the other side, so if I don't want to put them on camera in case they don't want to, but we'll see if we can. You do have LED lights all the way across, and your outdoor speakers, windows tinted so you have privacy, which might not seem like a big deal, but a lot of companies, they get so cheap they're not even tinting the windows. Moving on to the back, I believe they're over here working on this trailer. But I did show you this side. This is your rack and pinion slide. There's your slide out. You got your 30 amp plug, and then your storage door on the other side is a little bit smaller because of that water heater. So I'll show you real quick. Can't really get through right there because we got these kind of close. But like I said, you got your tankless water heater, potable water right there for dry camping, city water. And as you can see, this door is just a little bit smaller than the other side. This doorway is going to be 12 by 15. So not bad storage. Like I said, you're not going to put 2,500 pounds of cargo in this thing though. Talking about construction, as I told you, it already has the 6-side aluminum framing up throughout, and then it also has something even more important. So you see that little sticker right there? The way they make these walls is it'll go fiberglass, then it'll be two things, either Luan or a composite material, then it'll go the rigid block foam, then it'll go your aluminum, and then your inner walls. Luan is just a thin sheet of wood that they put across the whole length of the trailer. And what happens when Luan gets wet? Wood. It starts to get mold, mildewy, it starts to warp, degrade. What happens is it literally starts to delaminate. So I'm sure you've seen it when trailers start to bubble and like it starts to look kind of nasty. That means water has literally gotten in the walls, and now the walls are separating. All that wood and everything is getting nasty in the inside and separating. All the glue, inner walls, all of it. With Azdel, that is actually the brand of the composite material. So Surveyor uses the brand Azdel, which is a composite material. So some companies like Flagstaff, they still use that composite material, but it's a different brand. So when you're out looking at trailers, definitely ask, does it have a composite wall? Because that would be on my list of things if I was buying fiberglass, because it's a really nice barrier to keep, help with the longevity of this trailer. It's going to be out in the elements most likely year round unless you have storage. So Azdel 6-side aluminum framing, all high quality. It's got a PVC roof on the top, no maintenance. It's also more reflective, so keeping that cool air in with that air conditioner going. So PVC roof, 6-side aluminum framing, good quality tires, as well as your composite outer walls. All right, guys. Whew. That was a lot. It's been crazy busy today, so it might not seem like it, but I've been running back and forth trying to finish this video like 5 minutes at a time. So I forget what I did say and what I didn't. If you're wondering where I'm located at Albuquerque RV in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Our phone number will be down below in the description. So if you call in, please ask for Tyler. Because I am not just a YouTuber. I've had customers coming in and they're working with another sales guy and they're like, hey, you're the guy on YouTube. And I'm like, dang it, I wanted to help you. So I am not full-time YouTube. I'm a full-time salesperson. So you could imagine how busy I am going back and forth. So if you call in, ask for Tyler, or if you put a lead in on our website, you can't remember my name, just say, hey, I want to work with that annoying kid on YouTube. They will pass you your info on to me, and I'm more than happy to talk about anything, any questions you have. Even if you're not buying, just call, say hi. It makes my day knowing that these videos are reaching people all the way to the East Coast, the West Coast, up north. And I even had someone in Canada. I started this channel a year ago, and we are on our way to 10,000 subscribers, and I'm just completely blown away. We do special orders. I do quite a bit of special orders. So if you want a Flagstaff, a Nobo, a Surveyor, a Catalina, a Riverstone, I can order you one, and I have good contacts at the factory. So if you want to call and get a special order, I can get that done for you. But yeah, I hope you guys like that tour. Really nice floor plan. I am a fan of this. Just don't let that GVWR freak you out, because you're not going to put that much cargo. So I hope you have a good evening, a good morning, good afternoon, good night, whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, guys.